What the hell is going on? Combat Conversations back again with Phil from CST. God damn it! It's Memorial Day. Phil, you're not working. What's going on, man? How you doing?
Nope, I am not working. Thank the Lord, because I did not wake up on time today. If that was the case,
Cool. Yeah, I'm just cooling, chilling. You know what? Surprisingly, a fun weekend of combat sports. Obviously, there was a big boxing match between Rico Verhoeven and Oleksandr Usyk. PFL had a pretty fun show by all accounts. We had Deep and Deep Jules back to back. Shout out to Deep Jules, best possibly only women's MMA promotion, all women's MMA promotion. And then the Grand Sumo, Natsu Basho finished up this weekend. Shout out to Wakataka Kage for taking home his second U show. So sick. He had to do a playoff with Kitashima, and he got the dub. Easy work for my guy, Wakataka Kage. Did you check out any sumo over the weekend, Phil?
surprisingly, I did, but it's not the show you were watching. It was the big event of the year, which is Dogfight Wild Tournament 4. Usually, it's like a Spanish promotion, but they do like these like fun like gimmicky fights, like phone booth MMA, and then bare knuckle MMA, and then they had the big sumo wrestler because I guess it was called Dogfight Wild Tournament 4 Tokyo Blood. I think they were in Japan, I think. And they had a sumo wrestler come out and he fucking fought in MMA in 5 2-minute rounds against a boxer.
Okay. Random,
just as sloppy as you expected. I mean, it was a big mismatch when it comes to the weight. Obviously, I mean, the guy got thrown around, and then when he was on the feet, he was getting pieced up. But then he would just put him against. It was a sloppy fight, but fun nonetheless.
Well, I wish that was on my radar. Yeah, I was locked into Deep and Deep Jules. But yeah, I mean, I guess we got to talk about first off the controversy with Rico Verhoeven and Oleksandr Usyk. Now, you did not watch the entire fight, but give us your thoughts on what you did see.
What I did see, I seen a robbery. The fix was in. When I heard the judges had it like 76-76, I'm like, what? Like, there's no way no way this fight is a fucking draw. From what everybody especially was telling me, like, oh, this is one-sided fight. Even had fucking like boxing. Some of the boxing analysts on Twitter were just like, dude, Usyk is getting his ass beat. Like, not like fucking like, getting his dominant, but like, you can clearly tell that Rico's winning the rounds. I think it was like round 7. It was like clear Rico, and then the judges scored it for fucking Usyk, which is like, so everybody was just saying, the fucking fix was already in before the stoppage, anyways. And like the scorecard was up until like the end of the 11th round. I think it was a draw, and then one judge had it for Rico. So even if it come to like the decision or whatever, I think Rico would have lost by like a split or something like that, or majority decision.
So, first of all, Rico Verhoeven fought great, and I think that it's a moral victory for him. But with that being said, I think that a draw in the 11th round is totally fair. I thought that I had it 7-3, but there was a couple toss-up rounds in there, right? So I don't think he was like, I don't think giving it a draw is crazy, but also the stoppage was just totally terrible. It was a dog shit stoppage. It was terrible. We see this happen a lot in boxing, especially like the stoppages just being really bad, especially in championship boxing.
Of course.
But I will say that Rico obviously getting dropped in the final round in a close match, it is what it is. He would have went on to lose the fight most likely, as you said. I also think that he would have probably gotten finished in the next round, regardless.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter. Like the stoppage was absolutely terrible. Usyk is punching him. He drops him. It's like 10 seconds left, or maybe less. Swarms him. Bell rings. He's still punching. Referee stops the fight. And I was like, watching it live, I was like, wait, what? Like, they stopped it? Are you kidding me? So I think that the bigger issue here is that if you have if you're a Francis Ngannou or you're a Rico Verhoeven or you're somebody that is not supposed to be there, and that was a big part of the broadcast is Rico is not supposed to be here. What chance do you give him? All that stuff. And even I think most people in general like were not high on Rico's chances. I don't think that's crazy to say. But if you're somebody outside of the boxing sphere and you come into the sport, you have to knock that champion out. You have to finish them because regardless of if you think that it was blatant corruption or you think that it was incompetence on the side of the referee, now again, I think that the judging was pretty fair up to the 11th round. You could say it was a robbery. Oh, there's no way he should have. It's like, dude, like the fight was. There was some rounds that were close enough that I don't mind swaying to Usyk, and obviously, like they're going to be more favorable to him. But you have to knock your opponent out. They weren't gonna. The odds were stacked against Rico. He had to fight Usyk, and he had to fight the boxing world as a whole. Now, again, I'm not sitting here saying, "Oh, like it was a rigged fight," blah blah blah. Like, but they're going to be more favorable to the championship boxer. Now, we have seen Tyson Fury get dropped how many times in a fight, and they never they will fucking give him a long count. They never stop that shit for somebody like Tyson Fury because he's a proven championship level boxer. Okay, Rico Verhoeven, this was his second professional boxing match, so I understand before you go he's a championship level kickboxer. He could handle himself, right? They should have given him more time. But when they see 2-0, you know what I'm saying? They're going to have a quick trigger. And that's my only justification. That's my only caveat. Other than that, the stoppage was absolutely dog shit. And if you come into a fight like this, you got to fucking finish the guy. There's no other way you're going to be able to win.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I see from your point of perspective. But the only thing I'm just not a fan of is that Rico didn't even get a 10 count. Like, you didn't at least give the guy a 10 count.
You mean a standing 8 count.
Standing 8 count or whatever. It kind of did, like you said, it was a dog shit stoppage. They just waited off immediately. Mm-hmm. And it was just like, that's why what people would say, it was fucking rigged, this and that. It's because, like, because if you watch Rico Verhoeven, like we have in the past, the dude's getting dropped and rocked before, and he's always bounced back and won the fight.
Always. He has an iron. He has a fucking granite chin. I've watched that man. Remember after the Jamal Ben Sadiq fight?
Yeah, of course.
His fucking face was so fucked up that his iPhone he couldn't get into his phone because of facial recognition. But
dropped by Levy Richters and everything like that. Like, a bunch of, and he's been even, I think he got dropped by Badahari, I believe, too, right? In the first fight, I believe. Or he got rocked. Or whatever.
God, he was getting his ass whooped by Badahari.
But the dude has a heart of a champion. And it sucks because, it like you said, if you're an outsider coming into boxing, you literally have to finish these guys to really prove us, or really just whoop their ass every single round. Kind of had to, like, Ryan Garcia, like a Devin Haney, that type of performance. But it sucks because, like, this is why a lot of people get upset with boxing, is because, like, stuff like this happens, and especially for a guy outside of the boxing space to lose like that, at least not even get a chance to get a standing 8 count, which fucking sucks. Because you could tell, like, everybody online was just like, holy shit, Rico might do this, he might pull this off, and all of a sudden we get open scoring out of nowhere, right?
Well, I don't. Okay, now I'm confused on that. When was this open scoring? Because you had Mike Coppinger ringside scoring the fight the entire time. I personally never saw official judges' scorecards at any point during the match.
I believe it was during the broadcast they said something like that, or like it was popped up on Twitter or something. I seen like all the big names talking about it. It was just like, when the fuck did we get open scoring? You know what I mean? And then freaking it was like tied 76-76. I'm like, whoa. There's no way this is a draw right now. I mean,
I disagree. There was toss-up rounds. Like, I thought, again, I had it 7-3, but like 2 rounds being close, swings to the champion. I think it's pretty fair to give it. I thought the judging up to the 11th round was pretty fair on the scorecards. Like, and one judge had it in favor to Rico. Um, I disagree with that like wholeheartedly. But
we can't
again,
agree that the stoppage was dog shit.
oh yeah, no. Like I was pissed at the time of the stoppage, but the X's and O's of the fight. Rico Verhoeven comes out with this like lean forward, like, let me at him, let me at him. Hey, you want to fight? Don't just stance. I was like, what the fuck? But he lowered himself to Usyk's level, and his movement was so on point. By the fourth round, I was like, all right, Rico is doing so good, but there's no way he's going to keep this up. Come the 10th round, he's still on it. He's on the gas, and Usyk looked so flat-footed. I've never seen Usyk so flat-footed and stationary in a match before. But, you know, he got caught. Rico got caught. And again, I thought going into the 12th, he probably would have gotten finished, like just with the way it was going, or at least dropped again, right?
Yeah.
So then you go, 2 more 10-8 rounds on top of that. He probably would have ended up losing anyway, but you got to give the guy a chance, man. And again, my biggest thing is like, is it incompetence or corruption? It's probably a little bit of both. And for that reason, you got to know that heading into a fight, and you got to knock the guy out. That's the only way you're going to be able to win a fight like this.
Yeah, I didn't see Rico knocking him out at all either. So, because he's not like he was knocking people out in kickboxing like that, anyways.
True.
Not at least with his. But I mean, Usyk's a tough dude too. But I always feel like he's always in like these weird, like big fights. Like I remember, like he always gets dropped, but it's always below the belt or something. You know what I mean? Like something's always going on with a Usyk fight. Makes you really think. You know what I mean?
True.
But speaking of other knockouts on the card, we'll touch up on it. Was Richard Torres get fucking blasted?
I love this because I went on a rant after this, and let me tell you guys something. So, Top Rank, I've said this since I started getting into boxing. I'm like, Top Rank is the place to hide if you're a prospect, right? What they do is they build up their prospects, sort of like a Bellator did. They do a really good job of building them up, getting them showcase fights, right? Over and over and over again. But when it comes time for them to have a big fight, nobody's fucking hyped. They generally lose because it's this top-ranked matchmaking of just building these guys up, never giving them a serious test. And when I saw he was fighting Frank Sanchez, who had like a year and a half off, I believe.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, like this is a good-ass fight.
A lot of people saying that was his biggest test. Like this is gonna be. I had a lot of people saying, "Oh, this is easy Frank Sanchez money right here."
Okay, I'd see. I wasn't sure because I was high on Richard Torres. I thought he was a lot of fun, but again, he's a victim of Top Rank's matchmaking, man. And that knockout was sick as hell. Shout out to Frank Sanchez, man, because I haven't really known him as like a knockout guy. He's got that Cuban boxing style, but dude, second round. Quick, easy work for Frank Sanchez. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. I have to answer a phone call. I'm sorry.
Uh-oh. There he goes. All right, let's do the chat. All right, Moody. I seen your comment, Duke over NC. Funny enough, I don't really care about Duke over NC or NC over Duke. I actually just like the jersey. It's actually a Sam Howell jersey. Don't judge me. I like Sam Howell. I like UNC football. All right. I like Bill Belichick. I like Drake May. And I like freaking Sam Howell. Not a big Mitch Trubisky fan, but I like some of the guys that come out of the football team. Usyk looked like he phoned in on his training on this fight. What happened?
My guys are calling me, so all good. But yes, what do you think about Top Rank's matchmaking? Do you think I'm on point there, or do you think not so much?
So I wouldn't really know too much, but I've heard people talk about that. Like Top Rank kind of just baby their guys.
Mm-hmm.
And then once they get the top guys, they kind of just get the ass whooped. And then because I remember, I'm not gonna bring up this person's name, but he would always talk about it. And one of the examples was Jared. Huh?
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, but we're not gonna mention that.
1 hour Fight Club.
Yeah, but Big Baby Miller, I think that's his name, Jared Anderson, right? No, yeah, Jared Anderson, not Baby Miller. They both
Yeah,
have
yeah, yeah. Because his name was Big Baby too.
yeah.
That's his nickname. Jared Big Baby Anderson, Big Baby Jarrell Miller.
But Jared Anderson was one of those guys, this product of like Top Rank, getting all these like cans in his build up. He seemed like the next American star until he fought fucking what's his name, Martin Bacoli, and then he looked like shit in his next fight.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think against like Michael Hunter or something. I can't remember, but yeah. And it's like they thought they were gonna get Richard Torres the easy dub over a. I mean, so Frank Sanchez was one of those like guys near the top, like a perennial contender, right? But never,
yeah.
always the bridesmaid, never the bride. So they thought they're like, oh, Frank Sanchez on a layoff, get Richard Torres an easy dub here, and they fucking thought fucking wrong, and I'm so fucking stoked about that because it just goes to show you how Top Rank was the best place to hide out. Are they even doing shows anymore?
Top Rank, they did one recently, right? I mean, they do the Japanese fights, obviously. Are we doing like Inoue and shit like that?
Yeah, but like some of their cards were like free on fucking Facebook.
Yeah, it's pretty. Aren't they on the Zone now?
I have no clue. Let me see because I just covered that Tim Zhu fight. Was that a Top Rank?
I mean, Frank Sanchez only losses to AJ. I can never say his name. AJ Caballero.
Ajit Caballero.
Ajit Caballero.
No, that was PBC. Nah, man, Top Rank's down bad, and it's because they had a lot of talent, but like they just the way that they placed people was all fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, let's move on. Or do you have any more thoughts about Rico Usyk, the card? I thought the setting was sick as hell. The pyramid venue, rad as fuck.
Yeah, I remember me and you talked about this in an earlier show. Like, people would complain about. I'm like, dude, this is fucking cool. I don't care what fuck anybody says. Like, is that cool I think you could have been like in Egypt, like at like an arena or something like that, and just kind of like what's it called? Like lie about the whole pyramid scheme. Watch it be like fucking like some like hologram or some shit like that. You know what I mean? Right. Nah, they was literally in front of the pyramids.
It was cool.
Well, I don't care. People are gonna complain about that, but like that's just gonna go down in history in like 20 years. You're like, oh, remember this? You're gonna have like throwback photos 20 years ago. They held a boxing event at the fucking pyramids, and it is one of the most coolest things you can see from your TV, and even being there is pretty cool. So
I thought that Alistair Overeem was a fantastic addition to the broadcast. Can we get Ariel Helwani the fuck off of like all these other broadcasts? Put fucking Alistair up there, dude. I thought he did fantastic. He spoke very well. Get this guy some more broadcasting gigs, dude. What do you? I mean, I guess you didn't watch the broadcast, but yes.
I watched some of this stuff on there. He said he was giving like 20% to Rico and stuff like that to win this fight. Which is kind of definitely a fair number. Not like some people just giving Rico zero chance, which I understand because like. Guy from kickboxing fucking fighting the number one pound for pound fighter, which I will say now, Oleksandr's not the number one pound for pound fighter anymore. I know he won the fight, but like, you can't be the number one pound for pound boxer in the world and then fucking get outclassed by a guy who's only 1-0 for some of the fight.
I guess like I don't agree with that. I mean, he got the dub.
You got the dub.
How is he not? He won the fight. How is he not still the number one pound for pound boxer?
It's Naoya Inoue.
All right.
Activity, dominating his opponent.
Right. I think that's fair, but it's like to make some declaration of like, oh, Usyk's like not that good anymore because he fought Rico Verhoeven. I think that the public perception is probably.
Okay, what are the odds on that?
With that, but like,
what are the odds on that?
Dude, Rico boxed so incredibly well, and he shocked me with his volume and his movement. Fuck, man, that was awesome. But
okay, how much does Noah Inoue weighs for his last fight? 125, 122?
I don't know, dude. I have no idea. I don't know anything about Inoue.
But if you do Inoue and Josh Van, who's winning that matchup?
In a boxing match?
Yeah.
Inoue's fucking knocking him out cold.
Is he dominating the whole fight?
Fuck yeah, he is.
All right, that's what I expected of Oleksandr Usyk. I expected him to dominate him from start to bottom, start to end, whatever.
All right, I guess. I mean, I don't know. This is like, you're talking about generational talent of a guy, though, you know?
Isn't Oleksandr Usyk a generational heavyweight?
Fuck yeah, he is. I mean, some people were saying he's like one of the best of all time, maybe top 5.
When you're number one pound for pound, that means I expect you to be, the most dominant fucking boxer in the game right now.
I don't know, man. I
and especially against a guy who has one fight in boxing. You know what I mean? Like, this just should have been a cakewalk. You know what I mean?
I don't know, man. I think that even through this bullshit, we got to talk about how good Rico did in spite of that. You know, I think that's the cooler. That's the one thing you can walk away from this and be like, hang your hat on that. You know,
even if Rico lost, he's the biggest winner of this whole fucking weekend, just because he proved a lot of people that he can fucking stand with the big with the top guys in boxing. Well, 100%. I can't say top guys. One of the top guys in boxing. We'll see. Yeah. Maybe he'll get Anthony Joshua and he'll get knocked down the second round like Nagano.
No, see, that's the other thing. No, so they announced that Joshua is fighting this guy, like a dude. And I'm like, fuck, man. Like, we need to do Fury, AJ, or fucking AJ Wilder. Like, that's all I give a fuck about for those fucking 3. Like, that's the only fights they should be having is with fucking AJ fighting these 2 motherfuckers. Like, that's all. The only fight that's interesting. Why is AJ boxing some fucking random dude? Do not fucking box Rico Verhoeven. I don't want to see that shit. I want to see Francis Ngannou versus Rico Verhoeven in something. Like, I don't care what it is. Have him motherfucking go over to MMA. He won't do it, but that's all I care about.
Especially with now Rico's probably lining himself up for another big fight in boxing too.
Yeah, that's gonna be. God, I fucking hate Turkey LSU, man.
Hey,
he ruined boxing, dude. It sucks.
At least we see some not new blood. It is new blood, you can say. Well, we'll see who Rico gets in his next fight. And that is the most interesting topic. What's next for Rico? Does he get the rematch? Does he get another big fight in boxing? Does he go to MMA? Definitely not return to kickboxing, because if he returns to kickboxing, that's an L in my opinion. Because I don't think Glory is going to be able to match whatever he wants next. Because next big,
he's not going to kickboxing. He's probably going to fucking box some stupid fucking. He's probably going to box Anthony Joshua. Nobody wants to see that shit. God damn it! Fuck.
Think about it. Eddie Hearn's on the fucking line.
Like Francis. Who gives a fuck?
Eddie Hearn's on the line. Hey, you and fucking Anthony Joshua in the Netherlands.
All right, that'd be cool. In the Netherlands, I'd like that. But that shit ain't gonna happen. Dude, they just be at fucking Wembley or some dumb shit like that.
I'm honestly sick of fucking Wembley. So I've kind of like these these little not freak show events, but like these little cool arenas that I'll give Turkey this. At least he tries to do in cool places that people remember. Even though like the Times Square card was disastrous, but like it was still cool to hold it there. And like Egypt, come on, let's do it at the fucking Eiffel Tower. Come on. Tell me that would be cool. Or we could go to Cambodia and do it in front of the Angkor Wat Temple, the biggest temple in the world.
That'd be gangster.
Yo.
Wait, so you're gonna give Dana White props for fucking putting on the UFC in the White House lawn?
Huh?
You're gonna give White?
I don't mind that it's at the White House. I just know how they're gonna promote it, which really bugs me, because it's just gonna be a Trump glazing fest, and I don't want to. Like, we're not gonna go to Pyramid and fucking glaze Ramatat, whatever.
I mean? That's you bring up a good point.
Because like, I'm gonna be watching this show, and it's gonna be like 50 ads. And there's gonna be Trump, the greatest president. I don't care what people's political views are. I don't care who.
It's annoying to even see that while I'm trying to watch fights.
We're gonna get cut scenes of Trump. Wow, great event. Yeah,
he's a great champion. He's a great champion.
Yeah. Like, I don't care about that. Like, I cared. It's cool that it's at the White House. Like, I don't care what the venue is, just how they're gonna promote is gonna really irk me. Because I just like let's get it on, guys. Let's just move on here.
Yeah. Turkey says he got 2 more fights for Rico. Oh God. Ah, fuck.
Listen, if we can get Francis and Rico in a boxing match, I'm down with that.
No, Francis needs to fucking stay in his lane. He needs to fight in MMA.
Listen, that's a good fight. I don't care. We
God.
wanted to see Frico.
Ew, what do you know about
Hey, Francis and Rico together make Frico. But that would be a fight I'll be interested in watching. You know,
I fucking guess, bro. Like,
hey, it's the most even thing they can do there.
none of those guys are big enough fucking draws for that to fucking matter.
I don't care. I'm still watching it.
I guess I'm just butthurt. You know why I'm butthurt, Phil?
Why?
Because I watched in the last couple of years, I watched 2 men, both lineal champions in their sport, go over to another combat sport
And
to become the lineal champion there, and they fucking lost. And now I don't fucking care. I don't care anymore because it's not. We're never gonna get this opportunity again. It's never gonna fucking happen. That's why I'm mad. No, it's not okay.
It's fine. I mean, come on. You don't want to see Frico?
Some freaky shit happened on the PFL card. Speaking of kickboxers, Joe Schilling fights Donaghy Abina, I believe, in his mixed martial arts debut.
Yes.
Donaghy Abina gets the fight to the ground. I think they might have just tripped and fall on the ground. Abina lands a pretty blatant headbutt.
Well, first of all, that headbutt didn't really land. Kind of landed to the side of the fucking like Joe Schilling, and rightfully so Joe Schilling was just like, bro, fuck you. Why are you trying to headbutt me? You know what I mean? You're lucky. Pretty much he moved his head in time. And then, he told him to fuck off. He was like, fuck you. And then he told the ref, was just like, I'm not fighting him no more. Fuck this. I'm done. Like,
so what had happened was the referee was going to reset them, and Joe Schilling wasn't cool with the way in which the referee was going to reset them. So he was ready to fight again. And then once that, disagreement happened, he said, no, fuck this. I'm out. So in my opinion, happy for Donaghy Abina getting his first dub in mixed martial arts. We'll see where that goes. We saw how it worked out with fucking Cedric Doumbé. Where the hell is he? Nobody knows. Tiani Bestati killing it in Levels Fight League. He's getting a bunch of cans to crush. I think that's fucking cool as fuck. So now you got Abina. Hopefully PFL does right by him. But Joe Schilling should just never be invited back to the PFL. I don't give a fuck about what the fuck Joe Schilling does in 2026. I mean, pretty fucking embarrassing for a guy like that to just literally quit the fight.
I agree that it was embarrassing for him, and also I kind of see where he's coming from, because he felt like he was getting screwed over regardless, because he's being brought in to be, just like not a can, but kind of like an easy dub for Donaghy Abina.
Yeah, he's
a layup. There you go. And then like he's 4-6 as an MMA fighter, and he does have a fan friendly style if you let him fight. But it looked like him, and in my opinion, he had a chance to knock out Donaghy Abina because he's more experienced in the 4-ounce gloves, and I don't think Donaghy Abina liked being hit with the 4-ounce gloves, so I think that's why he went for the trip takedown, and then he went for a headbutt, and then Joe's like, "Fuck that," and then like Joe didn't get a position he wanted because like
so you want to see Joe Schilling fight in mixed martial arts again? Like you want to see him fight in PFL?
I mean, it depends on the matchup. Like. It really just comes down to matchmaking. Really, if you're gonna do two stand-up fighters, why not? Right? Let's just give him Joe Schilling. I don't want to see him fight a fucking Russian grappler. You know what I mean? Get fucking held down or choked out. But if you're gonna do a debut fight for like Donaghy Abina, like I understand that matchup.
I mean, if you're gonna do matchmaking like that, like you got to go full retard and you got to like have him fight Sinna Karimian. Like it works with a guy like Sinna because he's just. There's some stupid ass shit's about to happen, and I enjoy that. I enjoy when Sinna Karimian fights because really dumb.
That was what I was gonna bring up next, because Tom Lawler on Twitter, which is like a former UFC fighter, a pro wrestling guy, was just like Sinner and fucking Joe Shinley needs to fucking happen. And I was like, yo, that is the perfect matchmaking you can fucking do. Because two dudes who just gonna be in each other's face, who's gonna fucking try to kill each other. It might be the most fouls in a fight probably is gonna happen, and Joe Shinley will probably quit again. But like, if you're gonna do that fight,
fun. You go full retard, you know?
I think that should be like a a no, like an what's it called? What's the a Valley Toodle fight or something
No
like
holds
that?
barred. Yeah,
No
Valley
holds
Tudo
barred.
style.
Just like because you got to let those motherfuckers just fight. Let them fight.
Speaking of a guy I don't want to see fight in mixed martial arts anymore, Benson Henderson. Give me your thoughts on the funeral that you watched for Bendo.
It's kind of surprising that people were defending this matchmaking. It's just like, oh no, it's a step up. It's a good like way to promote the guy, put a name on his record. My guys, MMA fans are not that stupid anymore. I mean, they are still pretty fucking stupid, but like, we know Benson Henderson is like clearly out of his prime. He's not really a welterweight, to be honest. He just fights it because he doesn't want to cut weight to fucking 155. And he's fighting against a young up and coming guy named I can't remember pronounce his last name, but Patrick Herbosa or something like that. Habiora. And it's like, dude, like, and I put it on Twitter, like, clearly you guys have a good welterweight division. There's clearly a guy who sucks enough to fucking, get to fight him, but not be a fucking sacrificial lamb like that, like Benson Henderson. Oh, he knocked out a former UFC champion. Bro, nobody cares like that, like PFL is doing that. You have to be in your prime for somebody to care that they knocked out a former UFC champion.
So this is
right?
the third I believe first round stoppage for Habiora against a former UFC fighter.
Yeah.
Kevin Jusay and Danny Roberts were his last two.
I thought those were fine matchups for him. That made more sense. Yeah, those
are great. But a guy like Bendo is washed as hell. I think he's 1-6 in his last 7 fights. Super fucking washed. I never gave a fuck about Benson Henderson that much, but again, a guy watching in 2019, I only saw his fights in Bellator, and he always looked like shit. No, Benson Henderson, it's like, okay, like what's the one thing you could say about him? Like a guy known for getting his ass whooped in fights, like big time, even back in his prime. I know he was once the champion, but it's like, why are we still doing this? You could blame it on the matchmakers. I blame it a little bit on Bendo himself. But again, he's going to take that check. So it is what it is. And what does this do for the PFL, for Habiora? Like, does this even do anything for them and his career as a whole?
Just another highlight reel for somebody that they're trying to build. It should have been somebody on their welterweight roster, which they actually do have a good welterweight roster, surprisingly. I mean, if we look at the roster right now, let me pull it up real quick. PFL. It was nice that PFL has rankings now, so I can actually look who they have ranked. Shout out to PFL for finally getting on board.
Yeah, Bendo was fighting in welterweight the last couple of years, but yeah, like small lightweight these days, for sure.
I mean, you could have fought like either like the fucking PFL European guys, any of those fucking guys, like Ernesto Rodriguez, who they recently signed and won, fucking Omar Adafari. I don't know. I mean, even Thad Gene, but Thad Gene's fighting for a title too. Something. You know what I mean? You got to see what you got with this guy. I get it. He's young. He's like what 8-0 right now, but like he's a killer. They could have brought somebody fucking else. I mean, I wouldn't be mad they brought like fucking Delano Taylor or something. You know what I mean? Somebody from the fucking scene, but. It's sad matchmaking that they have to go to Benson Henderson. Like, you really like this is a Mike Hogan special, like the matchmaker from PFL, because he's originally from Bellator. But I just can't. Like, give him like a decent guy.
Speaking of Bellator, your guy, my guy, I met Scott Coker. Nice guy. I think he had to take a shit when I met him because he's like, "All right, can we hurry this up? Because I want to take a picture with him."
Yeah.
I met him at the One Denver show. But he's back. He's got $60 million from people who want to burn money. And he's back, baby. He's starting a new MMA promotion. Your thoughts?
Very great, very good for the fighters. When we posted it on our Instagram, a lot of fighters, even the previous like former fighters from like Bellator and stuff, were liking the post and everything like that. So it kind of shows me that like, hey, like we potentially have a new home here in the U.S. to go fight for. A lot of these guys trade in the U.S., so there's another promotion for them to fight in. Because I see some of the fighters comment on my stuff like, try to get to Ryzen or something. And Ryzen's just not going
Yeah.
to sign you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's exciting because there's another home for fighters, and I like to see the drama between like other promotions. I know we talked on the phone like earlier. We said that nobody's gonna defeat the UFC, which is obvious. But I like how these promoters are straight up coming out, just like, yeah, we're trying to be the number two promotion in the world, and I can respect that. You know what I mean? Because I don't think anybody's gonna defeat the UFC. Just like with wrestling, AEW is just not gonna beat WWE. But if you could be the clear number two, that's a good spot still.
I mean, it's a good spot. In what way?
In what way? What do you mean for?
Is it a good spot financially?
That's a good question. We don't know how.
It's not a good spot financially because you don't make any money. You're just throwing away money.
True.
And it's like, okay, it's a good spot for what? Like, I don't get it. And also, like, Scott Coker, great public relations guy as far as the fighters are concerned. Also, I think people in the media like Scott Coker a lot. He just seems like an all around nice dude. But completely uninspired as a promoter during his tenure at Bellator. Guy didn't promote anything. Totally uninterested. I mean, I don't have high hopes for this at all. Like, Scott Coker's not a guy who's going to hype up a fight. And what, he's got friends. He's got a bunch of rich friends. He's going to give him $60 million. Like, God, I wish I had a bunch of people willing to throw away a bunch of money, that I could convince. It's like, hey.
Well, to be fair, Bellator wasn't his promotion to begin with. He said in an interview, yeah, I wanted to start fresh. But like, he kind of got handed the keys and an opportunity to promote again. And when you had Bellator's roster at the time, it was pretty like, couldn't really deny it, that roster. So, I mean, he tried his best. I mean, the beginning, like you said, you were a newer fan of 2019. He was promoting the shit of that card. He was doing like a lot of cool things with Bellator from what the previous regime was. He took away the tournament, like seasonal tournament format, which he got rid of, thank God. He got a lot of free agents and stuff like that. He was making noise. He was doing a lot of views and stuff like that. But I think just towards the end, because they were with Showtime and they were under Viacom, Viacom was just ready to move on from MMA in general and boxing. Because we lost Showtime boxing, we lost Bellator, we lost a lot of things. But I think Scott Coker said it best. Is like, it's actually a lot easier to start over again than freaking trying to fix something that's already broken.
You are right, because like they gave Bellator to the PFL for like literal monopoly dollars.
Yeah,
and Scott Coker wasn't in control of everything that went on. Like, he was just kind of the mouthpiece for and the PR guy. But with that being said, like, that doesn't, the way he ran Bellator at the end, he was completely checked out. Like, it doesn't give me high hopes for what Scott Coker is about to do with this new MMA promotion. Like, come on.
From what he said in the interview with Scott Fortuna from New York Times, I think he said something like he had to make sure that like none of the investors were like trying to like butt into his promotion. I think he made that clear. It's like, hey, listen, don't be butting into all the shit that we do. Let me run the things that we want, how I want to run it. Because Strikeforce was amazing. Like, if you knew Strikeforce, like, I know
Another
you
promotion he inherited from Bjorn Rebney.
No, that was Bellator.
Now Bjorn ran Strikeforce too.
No, he ran Bellator. Strikeforce was a kickboxing company in the 80s and 90s, and then Scott decided to turn it to MMA back in the Bay Area. That's why he knew like Kung Lee and stuff like that. Kung Lee used to kickbox for fucking for Strikeforce back in the 90s, I believe.
No, he was says Tim Danaher left his position as president and COO. Rebney was replaced. by former. Oh, okay, yeah. So Rebney was the president of Strikeforce, and then he was replaced by Scott Coker at Strikeforce.
That was Bellator.
No, it was Strikeforce too.
Are you
Scott
sure?
Coker literally took 2 promotions over from Bjorn Rebney.
Let me see. I
So
could
it's
be
like
wrong.
I don't get, like, I know Scott Coker gets a lot of love, and again, I think having a good relationship with fighters is important. But like as a promoter, the guy is not. He's not a good promoter. Like I don't know why all of a sudden we're excited about Scott Coker coming back when people.
I think you read that wrong.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you read that wrong. Yeah, it was. It's because I remember that day when it happened because it was shout out to Access TV, one of the more OG MMA shows on TV. They fucking like broke the news that fucking Bjorn Rebney was out as the president for fucking what's his name, Bellator, and Scott Coker took over. But Bjorn Rebney already started fucking Bellator when Strikeforce was in his prime.
Okay.
But I think because Scott didn't have like full like control of things of his promotions, so
it doesn't again, like here's a guy who never did anything like with the cards he was dealt, and obviously nobody was interested in even buying the promotion that he had taken over from Bjorn Rebney towards the end. Like there was no value in it, right? And then people are all of a sudden excited for him to start a new MMA promotion. Like, get out of here, man. And it's like people aren't gonna fucking value this highly. Like they'll be hyped for the first couple of events and just be like, oh, this is just, like that. I don't know, man. To me, I don't get it. Like I think people just have UFC fatigue. Like real fight fans have UFC fatigue, and they're just like grasping at straws now, like for anything interesting to watch. That's what
I can see where you're coming from, but I don't know. It's tough because it could be a part of like UFC fatigue as well. But it's just like I think of like a lot of fighters would jump ship to Scott Coker. I don't know how many fighters were, but I'm not just excited for Scott Coker's promotion. I'm excited for MVP. I'm excited for what the PFL is going to do because one of their statements was bring it on. You know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, you guys want to come in this space? And that's just something I want to see. I want to see like these promotions going at it, see what they put on the best show. And it's going to up everybody's game. The UFC doesn't have to up their game, which is fine. You know what I mean? They have the best fighters in the world. But I want to see like a fight between these other promotions. And I think that's what we're missing, in my opinion.
Yeah, one of the coolest things about Bellator or PFL is that they did those co-promotions with Ryzen.
Yeah. I mean, Bellator whooped the asses every time.
Every time. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, that whole aspect's cool. And, like, again, I'm not trying to say, like, oh, it's stupid. Why are you guys excited? Like, I'm not going to watch this because I'll be watching that shit 100%. But, it's like, it's good. It's good for business. And, that part I'm like, okay, you're already heading into this knowing you're not going to make any money. So what's the play here?
I mean, how many successful MMA businesses are there really?
KSW makes money. Octagon seems like they make money. Ryzen makes money. How much is, it's up for debate. But yeah, like so like the model's different because the UFC is on a streaming platform and they get a lot of money for that.
Yeah, of course.
The way that other shows operate is ticket sales, right? Like that's how they make most of their money is ticket sales. And Octagon, KSW, Ryzen are able to sell out big arenas. They don't.
And Ryzen can sell pay-per-views in Japan too, which is good.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and domestically too. So what is Scott Coker banking on that like he's gonna make money on ticket sales and pay-per-views? Newsflash, that shit ain't gonna happen.
I know they could definitely sell in California just because he has a fucking he knows his fan bases, especially in the Bay Area. Because I know that was one of the first shows. I guarantee his first show will be in the Bay Area. Because I think Strikeforce was selling pretty well for them and like during his time in the Bay Area. And then they kind of expanded a little bit. But
Strikeforce was a genuine competitor to the UFC. That's why they bought it.
Yeah. Dana White was shook when he saw all the talent coming and going over there. And that was the time when fucking, UFC, they were, obviously still number one, but they wasn't like a clear number. I mean, they were a clear number one, but like the gap wasn't as big as it used to be.
Right.
And then like the only promotion that really fucking killed fucking UFC back in the day was Pride.
Yeah. I mean, so it's like you're like, oh, he'll sell well in California, and good. I hope he does, but it's like, for how long, and how big of an arena? How much are the tickets? Like, you gotta look at this and just be like realistic. It's like that's not a viable business option when the UFC is going to eat up most of the money regardless.
True, but we will see. One thing I know for sure, minus like the financials and everything like that, is that I know Scott Coker is going to build like the next group of fucking superstars that UFC will try to fucking snatch.
And they probably will too.
And I think it's going to be so fun. And like, because you see I'm pretty sure you know the history of who Scott Coker built, the names he brought in, the names he built, and everything like that. Because a lot of these new MMA fans don't know. It's like, oh, what makes Scott Coker so special? He was, a failure promoter. It's just the talent he fucking built, and like everybody wanted to see in the UFC. And his record shows that, like, his fighters did well in the UFC as well too. Because you got Tyron Woodley, you got DC, you got Luke Rocco, Jacare Souza, Ronda Rousey, Chris Cyborg, and a number of names and everything. But for me, that's what I'm most excited, because I know he can build the next group of fucking fighters outside the UFC, and I want to see if the UFC would try to snatch him up, or will the PFL try to grab him, or MVP. You know what I mean? That's what I miss. I miss free agency when it actually was fun.
Right, because now it's like, and caveat from the last show, I said that there are sunset clauses on UFC contracts. I guess that they actually did away with sunset clauses. So there used to be sunset clauses. When Francis left, that is not a thing anymore. You're bound by your fights, which I can't believe UFC fighters are still letting the UFC get away with this.
Yeah.
But, and so I guess Phil Davis actually is actively suing the UFC for injunctive relief, which would mean he wants changes to contracts. So I think that is actually a point of contention in his lawsuit.
Yeah.
See you in 5 years when that lawsuit finally gets pushed through, and then Phil Davis settles and nothing changes. But anyway, yeah. So yeah, free agency is kind of whack now, because it's like they have to get released from the UFC on a losing streak or off a loss, so to where their value is decreased. So yes, every once in a while we get an interesting one. Like I'm kind of surprised Saladin Parnasse.
Probably the hottest free agent right now, right?
Well,
Would you agree?
Is he signed with? I don't know what the MVP contracts are looking like.
No, he was a one-off.
Okay, got you. Yeah. I think you're right. Francis versus Jones and Coker's new promotion. No, can't happen. Francis versus Jones can't. It literally can't happen.
I literally not going to entertain that, just because like they're stuck. Jones is stuck in that contract unless he finds a way out. Until he finds a way out of his contract, then we can entertain that conversation.
So that kind of helps us get into some other MMA news from around the horn. Conor McGregor, word is that he is fighting Max, and he wants one more fight
at the end of the year.
And he has not signed a new deal. He has 2 fights left on his deal. Could be talking about Conor McGregor as a free agent here in the next year.
The biggest free agent in a while, next to Francis Ngannou. But he is probably the biggest free agent there is ever going to be, because he will demand a high contract, a lot of exclusives and everything like that. Like maybe, I don't know, maybe they do pay-per-view sales. I don't think they'll do pay-per-view sales anymore. But like I will say that, like, he's gonna get a fucking massive contract. He will be doing BKFC. I have no doubt about that.
Yeah.
I think he has to fight for his own promotion. I think he wants to build his own promotion. So he will have in his contract for this next MMA promotion that he will be fighting BKFC. So they will have to allow that in his contract. If there's anybody who's gonna probably sign him, it's I would say MVP, right? Because they have their better connections, right? Because PFL, we don't know what's gonna happen after the ESPN deal ends this year. Scott Coker doesn't have a streaming platform deal yet. What's he gonna go to? Like, what deal does he have? But like, Jake Paul.
You go to Vice TV.
Yeah, no, I'm all set with that. I don't care for Vice TV. Like, I'd rather just have it on the streaming platforms.
What are you gonna do?
I mean, Prime Video ends this year. Will they try to entertain MVP, PFL, or fucking Scott Coker's new promotion? I think if Conor McGregor is gonna sign where he knows that there's a connection with MVP and Netflix, and you put Conor McGregor on Netflix, that will do numbers. And I think Netflix will be, yeah, we can fucking do this. Let's get fucking Nate and fucking Conor 2027.
Yeah. So Max Holloway is gonna beat the fuck out of Conor McGregor. It's gonna happen. The UFC is stupid if they don't get Nate for that last fight at the end of the year, man.
I think after his last performance, they're just like, yeah, we're good. I just generally think that. I mean, they brought back Jeremy Stevens, so I don't know. So anything's possible at this point. But yeah, Nate and fucking. First of all, Jake Paul wants to do him and fucking Conor. That's already a thing. Like that's one of the fights that's gonna happen outside the UFC.
You're absolutely right. And Jake Paul's gonna fucking knock out Conor McGregor. God damn it.
Right? Fuck. And then maybe Jorge Masvidal if he gets out of his contract. Him and fucking Conor.
They'll probably box.
Netflix, that'll be box office. He do that shit in fucking Vegas, Florida, whatever. Any state really.
Yeah.
But I will say that I think that if Conor gets out of his contract, he will get a fight in Ireland at the Croke Park, something like that.
Ooh.
Because how has the UFC has never done that? Like it kind of irritates me that they have.
Because it makes sense, and then this is not what they do. They don't do stuff that makes sense.
This is why I like other promotions because they're willing to entertain the idea, right? This is why I kind of like Turkey when he fucking does all these cool boxing fights. People can bash on him all they want, but come on, you should not see what happened in Giza. Come on, that was pretty fucking cool. You know what I mean? For the pretty fucking optics, man. I like visuals in my shows. All right. Sure. I can't stand like this UFC doing the same looking shit for the last like 10, 20 years now. In the beginning, they did cool shit, but now it's just like, it's like I'm watching the same thing. I like to add some like fucking creativity to the fucking shows.
Sure.
I don't want a fucking concert though. Let's make that let's make that straight. Concerts fucking blow.
There's a million ways you could go with Conor McGregor, So
and here's the thing, right? What other guys are probably entertaining the idea of free agency, right?
What do you mean?
How many fighters? Think about it, right? You see all these promotions coming up, right? You're looking at your UFC contract right now. And now this is why I like free agents, because even some of these big names are probably entertaining too. I don't know who's close to being a free agent, right? But you got to think like, maybe if I go to Scott Coker, maybe if I go to PFL, how much are you guys willing to pay me? Or maybe go to MVP. You don't think that maybe Armin Sarukian not, because he's already rich and he just cared about legacy.
Well, I mean, I don't know how many fights Armin has in his deal, but that's a guy that needs to get the fuck out of the UFC, man, because that guy seems totally uninterested.
And here's another one, right? You don't think that Tom Aspinall is not entertaining the idea of MMA free agency?
Who knows how many fights he signed for?
You don't think that he might?
Does anyone know? Do you know that?
He's on his last fight of his contract.
No way.
That's what I'm saying.
But if he wins,
I believe if you look at one of his YouTube videos, it was his father saying that, yeah, we got like one more fight left.
But if he wins, then it's 2 added to that.
No, because Francis fucking won his last fight and he got out. But it took him a while.
Okay. Well, I hope so.
I could be completely wrong, but like maybe it could be 2 fights, but like there's no way like Tom Aspinall is gonna re-sign with the UFC because he has Eddie Hearn on his side. Eddie Hearn will work with Jake Paul. You know what I mean?
Well, then also like say you're Tom Aspinall, like why would you sign with the UFC again? Because it's not like it's the bantamweight division or the featherweight division. Like there's no fights for him. He already beat everybody besides obviously Cyril.
I mean, Cyril gone, like cool, whatever. And maybe this Alex Pereira fight, but like I think him and Francis would be so fucking cool.
Oh yeah.
I mean, then you can have him fight Rico. Maybe I don't know if he'll fight Rico. I think they're boys now, but like
I don't give a fuck about that shit.
I mean, he won't fight Phil DeFreeze. They're fucking training partners.
Oh
But
God! Don't let you should hear this. Talking about Phil DeFree. God.
like, I mean, you can have some fun fights outside of the UFC possibly. And but I don't think Tom is really
Again,
like,
especially for heavyweight, like that makes way more sense to if you're a heavyweight in the UFC, you're looking at that shit going, what the fuck? What am I doing here? You know?
yeah, I mean, like we got Josh Hockett, Pereira, gone, kind of the same guys at the top. Hockett's really like the only really new guy that's kind of making waves. I think the UFC would be fine if Hockett wins like the vacant heavyweight title. They'd be fine with him as champion, so they'll be fine. But like, there's got to be Tom Aspinall that's probably thinking, yeah, I want the test free agency. There's 3 promotions out there that are probably willing to take me for a high price. The UFC probably won't match it or will match it, but also I want a box. So there's that. And you know how you saw Rico and Francis doing boxing. I know Tom's probably thinking, yo, if these guys can fucking box the top boxers in the world, I want a box. And that's the issue with the UFC is not giving the guys the freedom to go box unless you're Conor McGregor.
Yeah, well, I mean, and it's stupid because it's like, okay, like that does nothing but boost, their profile and therefore yours. But anyway, yeah, you got any other news in combat sports you want to talk about?
Any news? I mean, we really covered the biggest one, really. It's just I'm excited because I love MMA free agency, right? Just because I watch a lot of other sports, NBA, football, whatever. And the funnest thing about their offseason is free agency.
Sure.
You get to see, who's gonna sign with this team, how's this gonna work? This is why I push for other promotions, like excited for like MVP and stuff like that, just because I love MMA free agency. And it's a fun thing to see. One championships MMA is dead at this point. Not dead, but they're rebuilding. They're rebuilding.
RDR said it right. I mean, he's like, if you're an MMA fighter and you think about signing to one, don't. There's nothing there. Like,
I will tell you this because I talked to people, a couple other heads from, who's close to the situation in one MMA. I don't talk about it on my timeline because I want to be fucking, cool and fucking talk about it, whatever. But like, I will talk about it because, I like talking to you. Is that they are keeping MMA, but they are trying to rebuild it. And like, because they want to get rid of the expensive contracts, right?
Yeah.
Because these guys, like, I think they come to realization, we're paying you guys a lot of money, and you're not really bringing in the views that we expected,
Right.
And this is why, a lot of guys get benched for a while, because, like, they get paid a lot of money, but they don't fucking bring in the views. I mean, you got Tom Lee out here fucking comment on Ariel shit. It's like, hey, hit me up, Ariel. I want to talk about my situation. You got Reese McLaren trying to get out. He's already out. Adrian Moraes, he's out. A lot of these older one guys with expensive contracts. I mean, Roberto Soto is being rumored that he might just terminate his contract just to stay busy. But but the thing is, from what I've seen in an interview or whatever, that he's fine fighting like this because he makes a lot of money once a year every time he fights. When I say he makes a lot of money, Skate, like he makes a lot of money. Like maybe more than champions in the UFC. So we'll keep it at that. But
yeah, I mean, I feel you. MMA free agency is the shit. Yeah, no, that is good. There's always good, possibilities there. But at the end of the day, like if they just keep losing money, what's the viability of that? So
at least MMA, in my opinion, MMA free agency would probably go on for another like 10 years until the UFC tops them again. But I'm cool with the next 10 years because I need something. I need something fresh,
Well, again, not to make it political, but when the next administration comes in, I think that some of these guys trying to take the UFC to court for violating antitrust laws, it could be more favorable at that point. So
I was talking a bit in my group chat, right? This is something I want to talk about. What do you think about I don't want to say getting rid of Dana White Contender Series? Because you see a lot of these like regional champions come in through the Contender Series when they could would you rather see them on the main roster already? Because some of these matchmaking on the fucking Dana White Contender Series is like, you're clearly gonna win this fight, right?
For what reason? Because I think that Contender Series, like, it's like, hey, what's the worst way to get in the UFC? Is it tough? which I would say yes. Is it Contender Series, or is it just being a guy that they want to sign? Outside.
Okay, so
That's the best way to get in.
I was talking to my
Contender
buddy
Series.
Jack.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
my buddy Jack. I feel there should be an age limit where you're fucking 25 and under to get into Contender Series. And if you're above that, then they just sign him to the main roster at this point.
Well,
right?
I mean, Contender Series doesn't make any sense because you could lose on Contender Series and then
you can still get a contract.
Yeah, it's like what even is this? But those contracts suck because I think what is it 15 and 15 or 20 and 20?
I think it's 12 and 12.
12. Okay, sorry, yeah, 12 and 12, and it's for a 21-year-old making $24,000 to win a fight plus the potential of a bonus. That's good money, but when you're on because I think it's an 8-fight deal. When you're on your 6th fight,
I think it's 4-fight deal.
Okay, I didn't know that. Thank you. You're on your 3rd fight and you've gotten finishes, and they want you to the fans are calling you to fight a ranked guy. It makes no fucking sense. Why would I fight a guy for $24,000 who's ranked?
Who's that guy that fought Curtis Blades in his debut? He literally won a Contender Series and went straight for a ranked fight. Rizwan Kunaev.
He had a run in the UFC prior to that, and he went to Eagle FC. Yeah, exactly. It's that's retarded. But so yeah, I guess what exactly would be the reason for getting rid of Contender Series? I guess if you're,
I don't want to say get rid of it, maybe modify it where you guys get 25 and under, because that should be where you build the prospects and stuff like that. And if you're over 25, you should have a better chance of getting onto me. For example, Richie Miranda, right? He's 13 and 1, right? He trains with Cub Swanson, Larion Douglas, absolute killer. He has 3 title defenses for LFA, one of the leading regional promotions in the US. And he just won last Saturday, and he's 31, right? And then now he has to go through a Contender Series spot, make 12 and 12. And what's he making with LFA? 10 and 10? You're just gonna get a $2,000 bonus or something like that?
Yeah. No, I mean, I think it's smarter for somebody like that to just keep doing their thing and then just wait till the UFC comes and knock it. It happens. That's when you actually get a good deal. You just kind of stay ready. But
I'd rather just sign the guy now and see what he got,
I agree, but again, it's that makes sense.
But nothing makes sense to do.
Let's make him go through our fucking, process, and so we can pay him no money, make him sign a big contract when he actually does prove his worth. And by the time that happens, he's going to be 34, 35, and we can boost somebody else up off of him. And then there you go. He's left broke.
But I get from the user perspective, it makes sense from them, right? I mean, this is just me talking as a fan, really.
Yeah, well, I mean, Contender Series makes no fucking sense because
it's cool, become watered down too.
Well, I think it's cool as fuck. I like the drama of okay, now we're gonna fucking get you all out there and judge you, basically. I think it's fun.
I like the show. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, the show's sick, but it's
it needs to be modified just a little bit, in my opinion.
Yeah, and then my biggest gripe with them is number one, he'll have guys fight and he'll be like, "Oh, you're too old," or he'll have people fight and they'll be like, "Oh, you're too young," and it's okay, well, why the fuck did you bring him on the show? And then some people lose and they just get to the UFC anyway. That's the only gripe I have with the show. That could be modified somehow.
For example, they brought Artem Vakitov to the Contender Series.
Oh, God.
And it's you could have just signed him and then kind of work his way up to the Alex Pereira fight. Alex Pereira did not come through a Contender Series. He was just signed straight up. You know what I mean? He got this big knockout in LFA, and they're yeah, we'll sign your ass. You know what I mean? Why are we wasting our time here, fucking putting Artem Vakitov? Now he just went back to glory. You could have had him for a fucking contract.
His ass whipped by Rico.
Yeah, and you see what I mean? Shit like that. There's some fighters that you should just not put on a Contender Series. Just fucking sign them already. What are we doing?
True. It's true.
So they had some. I think they tried to get some ACA champion. I'm ACA is a respectable fucking promotion that you should be signing immediately. Apparently they just signed the middleweight champion there, which is actually a pretty big signing. I'm glad he did not go to the fucking Contender Series because he was 23 and 2.
Okay,
he's one of the best middleweights on the planet outside the UFC. I think he's on a fucking 12-fight win streak or some shit like that. But props to the UFC for doing that, right?
Yeah, no doubt.
But other than that, I mean, did you see the main event for UFC Serbia? I think.
No.
I think it's Serbia. I might be wrong.
Okay, Yuri in that piece.
Nah. It's Urso Medic versus Daniel Rodriguez in the main event. Look, I like Urso Medic, but like to put him against Daniel Rodriguez, who just fucking coming out of jail, it's fucking criminal fucking matchmaking.
Yeah,
dude, you got Alexander Rakic versus fucking Marcin Tybur in the co-main event. Like this is so fucking
what? At what weight?
Heavyweight.
What?
Yeah, bro. I'm not even joking. Like, first of all, D-Rod, yeah, he's whatever to me. Like, I'm not excited for him. I mean, he could put on some good fights and stuff like that. But main event status get Urso Medic. I get it, he's ranked. But like Urso Medic, dude, like you should be fighting like someone in the top 8, I guess, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't know.
This is nasty work. Yeah. We're gonna reward the guy who just got out of jail a fucking main event.
Promotional malpractice, my friend.
And here's the thing: people are gonna watch it regardless. I mean, I like Urso Medic, so he's fun to watch.
His name is Uros
Medic. See, I can't even remember these names no more. So fucking. I just can't.
Oh, trust me, dude. I used to do a pick stream. Like that's what I started doing YouTube for, like just making picks. And I don't know, a couple months back, I was like, why the fuck? I don't even give a fuck about who wins or who loses on these cards. Like, I just want to see them play out. I feel you, man.
That's some matchmaking right there. I saw that shit. And you know, Fu was told us that in the show, I think, that he spoke to Daniel Rodriguez at the MVP show, surprisingly. And he was like, yeah, I get the main event in fucking Serbia, whatever. And fucking, yeah. I didn't know it was going to be true.
I think it's cool. The UFC going on the road. They got a Serbian guy, throw him in the main event. I think that's cool. But yeah, against D-Rod, I mean, you might as well get Benson Henderson. Sign him again. Have him fight Benson Henderson.
I'm happy for Urso Medic, whatever his name is. But, dude, come on, man. Like, can we get a better fucking main event? Like, this is Apex level main event, bro.
Yeah.
This is the issue with UFC too, is they put in some trash ass main events, like
no doubt.
God. Let me look at this fucking shit.
Well, there you go. Well, Scott Coker's gonna merge with MVP, and they're just gonna be the biggest promotion here in the next 5 years, man. So you got
and then you got Bilal Muhammad versus fucking what's his name, Gabriel Bonfim at the Apex. Yo, they don't like fucking Bilal at all.
Who is that again?
Gabriel Bonfim.
No. What with the other guy? I can't remember.
Oh, my fault, guy. I you had to remember the name. My bad, dog.
Yeah.
But Bilal Muhammad is gonna be a free agent, and he's gonna go sign with Scott Coker, and nobody's gonna give a fuck.
That's gonna change the game up.
But somebody that Scott builds in his division, his welterweight division, is gonna knock out Bilal. Gonna knock out Bilal.
All right, and then everybody, first, people.
I already see how it's gonna go down. I know Scott Coker's playbook. I've been watching MMA for so long. They're gonna sign a former UFC champion. He's gonna Bilal's gonna be like 41. He's gonna get fucking blasted by the new guy, and then he's gonna test free agency. And then he's gonna say no to the UFC and somehow ends up on PFL. I don't know, something shit's like that gonna happen. But I love that shit.
I see it.
I'm all right. I'm gonna have a little fun right here. I'm looking at the welterweight division, and there's gonna be some guys I know that's just gonna leave the UFC.
Okay.
I'm looking at Bilal Muhammad. He's gonna be one of those guys. Leon is gonna be one of those guys. You know why?
Because he's gonna PFL.
He's not gonna go PFL. He's gonna MVP, and they're gonna do Jorge Masvidal versus Leon Edwards, the fight that should have happened like fucking 6 years ago. And I'm gonna watch the shit out of it. And then Joaquin Buckley is gonna be one of those names too.
I can see that.
All right, Mike Maloney's probably gonna stay with the UFC just because they fucking. I don't know why they're so big on him. Guess he's fucking Canadian. They have no fucking choice. We need somebody for Canada, right?
You mean Mike Malott?
Yeah.
You said Morales.
Oh, Mike Morales. Sorry, I was looking at Mike Morales' name too. There's too many Michaels in this fucking division.
There is too many Michaels. What's up with that?
Daniel Rodriguez is probably gonna lose this fight, right? And then he's gonna probably have like 2 fights left in his contract. He's gonna go sign with Scott Coker. He's gonna headline a fucking card in the Bay. Oh, I can just see it happen. I love this shit.
Hell yeah, man. Well, I think that's it for us, man. You got any interviews coming up?
Not that well, we do have an interview come. Not I don't know if it's up yet, or maybe it hasn't been recorded yet. But Matt Adams, who's going to be competing on the Contender Series, and I'll say this, like respectfully, Matt Adams, like this is one of the things I meant by like some shit ass matchmaking. This guy's going to get blasted by his opponent. He's fighting Anthony Wint, who's like a former NFL player, and he's 6-0, I think. And he's just like he has like 4 first-round finishes. Yeah, I feel bad for Matt because he seems like a real genuine guy, blue collar worker. You know what I mean? My boy Josh interviewed him a couple times. Gonna have another one up, but yeah, he's fighting a fucking guy who's probably gonna kill him in the first round. When does the
Contender Series start?
Late August.
Okay, that's coming up.
Let me see if I got any other news popping up on the fucking timeline. Not really news, but I kind of put a post out there. Is kickboxing the best space for boxing?
It's not a bad one. I would say it's better than MMA, right?
I mean, I think anything is better than MMA at this point right now.
Yeah.
Oh, bro, how do we not talk about the biggest event that happened over the weekend, technically?
Oh, no. I don't want to talk about this shit.
We're talking about brand risk 14.
Oh, my God.
At the UFC Apex. Johnny Manziel versus Joe, whoever this fucking dude is.
Joey, what's his name? What?
I don't know. And then we had fucking Ray J fight fucking what's his name? Super Hot Fire. And he gets knocked the fuck out. And he goes,
damn it,
I thought we had
to show without talking about this shit.
Dude, there was a lot of fuckery going on over the weekend, bro. And people are like, oh, this is what happened when the UFC's fucking going. No, this is just fucking funny. Lance Stevenson chokes out Michael Beasley. We had midgets fighting at the Apex. Yeah, man. What a fucking card, huh?
Did you watch that shit?
I did not watch this shit. I just post clips of it in the morning. I had people tell me that I should watch it. This is one of those cards you just have fun and enjoy it, right? You know, it is good for comedy purposes, right? Kaposa made a great tweet. You know, Brand Risks, you know, these influencers doing boxing is pretty lame, but I think he said it'd be better if they did MMA because for the comedy purposes.
Yeah, I agree with that. I just want Fight Circus to come back, man.
This is literally Fight Circus, but on a bigger platform.
It's not, though. They don't have a wheel. They got to spin the wheel. Yeah, fucking Fight Circus is done, bro. I don't know why, but it died.
And I made a point on Twitter. You remember I told you about Dogfight Wild Tournament 4?
Yeah. I didn't know about that. That basically sounds like Fight Circus to me.
That is something that Netflix should really get into because it's a once a year thing, and they just do the most wild shit on that fucking show. And it is perfect for Netflix because they want something, you know, that people would tune in, and they could promote the shit out of that card.
Yeah, no doubt. I don't think they'll do that, to be fair. Or if they did, it'd be down the road, right? Like they need to see how their combat sports base is going to get built up with MVP first.
If you want to, you know, something casual fans would probably watch because it's just like, what the fuck is this? It's like it's one of the most wild MMA shit you will see. And it's definitely like Fight Circus 2.0.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
It is fun. I like it. You know, it's nothing to be taken serious. And that's sometimes we need to do sometimes. It's not take MMA too serious at some points. You know, we just had a whole conversation about MMA free agency shit. Right. But like outside of that, we should have fun too at the same time.
Yeah, it's supposed to be fun. That's why we all started watching it, man, because it was fun.
Because if you watch Pride, you know, Japanese MMA back in the day, we had freak show fights. I made a point.
I wish they did freak show fights again, like in the UFC. Fuck it. Why not?
Like I made a point. Like, hot take. We need more sumo wrestlers than MMA.
Fuck yeah. I'm down. Fucking
because if you go look at Ryzen, Miracle Crow versus that fucking white sumo wrestler.
Or Akibono.
No, Baruto.
Okay.
Some fucking dude from like I forget what country it is, but like fucking some country in Europe. Fucking he knocked him out in like the first round. And people are like, oh, what kind of fight is this? Like, yeah, you guys aren't fucking down with fucking.
You know what happened though? We need another Minowa man. That's what made freak show fights good is Minowa man. Like Just bring
Is
him
there
back.
anybody like that nowadays?
Hell no, dude. There'll never be another Minimum Man.
We need the characters back at MMA. That's what we're missing. It's
100%.
too much. It's too much promoting ads.
Well, we got
and stuff
Josh
like that.
Hockett. He's a character.
Yeah, I mean, that's just like, you know, it's pretty cringe. You know, he makes it entertaining. You know, a lot of these heavyweights in the UFC are fucking bland.
Oh yeah, no doubt. People are gonna watch his fights and listen to his interviews, and that's all he needs.
Before we go, we got a couple cool events coming up this weekend. We got LFA 234, I think, in Brazil.
Okay.
You know, Brazil cards always deliver.
Brazil cards always gangster for LFA.
And here's another gangster thing. My favorite time of the year when the UFC does, because this is fucking fun. This is what we do. They have a tournament, a 2-day tournament with 4 different weight classes.
Oh yeah, Road to the UFC.
Road to UFC. Thursday, Friday, and then we follow by UFC Macau. UFC Macau has some names on there I like. It is the debut of the women's strawweight, Young Jing Nang, something like that.
Yes. And she's a beast.
She's an absolute beast. She's found Angela Hill, so you know Angela Hill's kind of just like, if you beat Angela Hill, you know you should be fine. She's like the Neil Magny of fucking like that division. You know, you beat Neil Magny, you're gonna go top 15.
Yeah, very respected win if you get a win over Angela Hill.
The co-main event is pretty much dog shit. It's that fucking Chinese light heavyweight who lost to Johnny Walker versus Alonzo Menafield.
Okay, God, what is his name? Zhang? Min Yang.
Min Yang Zhang. Yeah, and found Alonzo Menafield. I don't know why that is going to be Alonzo Menafield. I guess it's kind of, you know, a fight for him.
For a fight in an autonomous zone in China. I do respect the one China policy, but apologies any CCP bots that are watching.
CCP bots. Oh wow. But yeah, that's pretty much
it. Paid by China. Listen, let me tell you, Phil. If China gives me some money, I will shill for China all day long. Give me some money.
Guy, that's so racist, bro. Especially when an Asian guy is your co-partner, bro. Your co-host, bro. You know how offended I feel right now, bro? That's insane, bro.
Oh, shit. Well, my apologies, Phil. I bow to you in apology.
Fuck you. Really not. Actually, you know what? There's actually really not that much too going on this weekend. So, besides UFC in the morning,
well, I'll be here covering it on Combat Casual for any and everything that's interesting and I'm awake for. So yeah. All right, brother. Well, I guess let's get the fuck out of here. What do you say?
Yeah, it's 3:00 in the afternoon. I'm ready for my fucking food right now. Didn't eat yet. I'm starving. Right. I've been fucking sipping on this coffee.
All right, homie. We'll take it easy. And we'll talk to you probably next week. All right, brother?
Peace.
Peace.
What the hell?
Yo, the sign is real simple, B. It says wrap it up. Wrap that shit up, B.
I don't think that's a good idea.
Man, you want some too? You better wrap it up. You better wrap that gavel up, B.